Let's talk about sleep. I mean, what the heck? We all need it, but none of us get enough of it, especially if we're readers. We all know that feeling of staying up really late to read like a super great but kind of scary romance novel. And we're like, oh gosh, I have to sleep now, and I don't know how that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna give you some of my tips for like all natural ways to improve your sleep. To begin, I brought you up here to my den of sleepitude upstairs to show you this beautiful sound maker that we use every night to sleep. It has white noise. It has like, oh, I want to sleep for some rain. Oh, there's the beautiful soothing sound of rain. But it also weirdly has some other sounds, like seagulls and the foghorn. If foghorns aren't your thing, another really great way to get sleep is to find a scent that relaxes you and helps you feel soothed. One really popular one is lavender. It comes in like, this is like something you can roll on to your pressure points. You smell this beautiful smell and it relaxes you. I also have this thing. It's like you can like warm it up and it smells like lavender and other herbs. And I guess what you do after you warm this thing up is you could, put it over your shoulders like this. But since I'm kinky, sometimes I like to wear like this. I'm just kidding. I don't really do that very often. Talking about lavender leads us right into the wonderful world of essential oils. Essential oils come in little bottles like this, and they'll have little names like soothe or energy or vitality. So how they work is if you're like, wow, I need energy, then you would just, take the cap off your energy bottle and you would just, like, oh my gosh, I have so much energy now. I'm just kidding. That's not how they work. Don't snort these things. It will burn. It'll burn you. If you're trying to sleep, you can use one of these little magical things that I enjoy. This is my Pure Stream essential oil mister. So you put the oil in there, and then as you can see, it like shoots up this like it's magically changing colors. It's something about it that's just very soothing. Like when somebody gave this to me as a gift, I was like, are you crazy? But now it's one of my favorite things. If the lavender and essential oils aren't working for you, and you're not much of a sound person, if you need quiet, I have to recommend the most wonderful invention of all time, earplugs. I use earplugs because my beautiful husband, Ivan, snores like somebody's like cutting down trees in the backyard all night. It used to be really hard for me to sleep through that until I found these. These are the best earplugs of all time, and I've tried many. So these are Flint Quiet Time earplugs, and you can see I have the like big vat of them. The important thing for having your earplugs work correctly is to put them in correctly. So you take it, your little thing, you twist it into like a little corkscrew shape. And then you gotta like pull your ear back and like really jam it in there until it, bangs right up against your eardrum. And then it will start to expand inside your ear and get bigger and harder and firmer. And then the next thing you know, you can hardly hear anything. Like, I can't hear you right now. Are you talking? I can't hear you. Sometimes it can take a little while to get used to the feeling of, the full, firm, hard shaft of foam inside your tiny ear hole. You might even feel like, oh my gosh, get it out, it's too big. And especially when both your holes are plugged, it gets really intense. But don't worry, you'll get used to it. As a romance reader, you have another fantastic sleep aid available to you, and that is your highly developed ability to fantasize. One of my favorite things to do is to lay in bed quietly and just picture myself with, some dreamy, sexy man in some interesting situation that involves sex. This is me and Richard Madden, and he's being my bodyguard. I have a thing for bodyguards. Oh, look, here's me and Julian Edelman. I remember this day was so cold. But look, he's so happy to hang out with me. He really likes me. And then here I am with Jason Momoa. Oh my gosh. Look how cute we are together. I'm so tiny next to him. And then this is me with David Gandy. This is when we were off in the Bahamas, chilling on a raft. Right after this, we definitely had sex for sure. Here I am with Richard Madden again. This time we're in historical times.
I do love a girthy Scottish cock.
Look at the way he's looking at me. Maybe I was naughty and I need a spanking. That's very possible. Here I am with Daniel Craig. He's comforting me in the shower, which meant so much to me. You can see how protected I feel with him. Oh, and here's me with Daniel Craig again. This really happened, you guys, outside a stage door. Wish it could happen again. So if you're looking for an all-natural way to sleep after you've read a really intense and awesome erotic romance novel, then, follow my advice. You can just remember this word, sleep, because unfortunately, fantasy does not start with P. And of course, there's always that final option, if you can't sleep, to pick up a book and start reading again. Something I would suggest, that's one of my books, that's a super relaxing read and sure to send you right off to dreamland, is Torment Me. Honestly, it's the very best book for getting to sleep. That's it for now. Sleep well, all my lovelies, and I'll see you again next week.